You're watching an interview with the Sony Xperia Sola smartphone in white, and we have the P, the U and the Ray also here by Sony for comparison, and the Optimus L7 if you want to see another smartphone with NFC and the same price range. So as you can see from the front, it's quite simple. Of course, Endeavor is not on the box yet. On the back you can see we have the nice Sony Xperia Sola from the side. There's some technical details like for example NFC and so on, but actually you can check those out here on this picture a little bit better. So this phone is actually a little bit lighter than the Xperia U, for example, by 3 grams. We have NFC built in, micro SD. I know this is German right now, but you can of course, for example, understand 4 gigabytes of internal memory, and micro SD card slot is available. That's one of the main reasons I would buy this device. And there is also a 5 megapixel camera with 720p options here built in inside this brand new smartphone. So if you open up the box, you will be able to see that we have the white version right here. I will demonstrate all the features to you in a second, but first let's see what else we have inside the box, because there's quite a bit. For example, micro USB cable is not that interesting actually, it's standard by Sony, and the USB charger by Sony isn't that special either, 850 milliamps. But we have of course headphones in white with one button actually and a microphone, and they have not a golden connector, but they are standard earphones and probably not that bad because Sony is known for good sound. Then we have 2 smart tags actually here by Sony, so you can use your NFC right away. NFC is near field communication, so you can hang these tags up anywhere, they don't need any power, and if you have your NFC on your smartphone, you just go close to that tag and then it knows that you're at home, for example, or in your car, and when it knows that it's in your car, you can tell the phone to turn on Bluetooth and hands-free talking, for example, so that's quite a nice feature. Then we have a micro SIM card adapter here for standard SIM size, because this phone takes only standard SIM, so that's quite nice by Sony to give you those, because they cost a few bucks if you buy them anywhere, and there's some manuals which are not that interesting for us right now. I didn't even tell you actually about the colors. As you can see, we have black, red and white available, and they are all matte. Here on the back, on the front of course not, because you have the glossy display, which you can't actually see that's that glossy when you turn on the display, because it's really bright. You have your floating touch, which doesn't work right now because it's off. Or actually you have to be in certain kind of applications, for example I think Facebook, but we don't have an account set up right now. But usually if you go over the display with your finger, we will show that to you in the review, it has floating touch, which means you don't have to touch the screen to go over the links, for example. So what I actually want to show you is if you have the device off and you hit the camera button, which is actually on the right side on the bottom, we have volume control and micro USB on this side. So if you hit the camera button for a little bit more than 1 second, so 1, 2, 3, okay, a little bit more than 2 seconds, you can see that it shot a picture right away. Not the best quality right now because it's not sunny, but it's a snapshot and it's quite handy if you just really want to make a picture quite fast. On the top we have the headphone port, on this side is the on and off switch which I'm pressing. Then we have the microphone, and you actually have a little space here to wrap this around your hand or your neck or anywhere you want. Then we have a speaker on the bottom, flash, camera and another microphone for conference calling. You can take off the back by just going like this, so you just have to push it to the top, and then you can put in your SIM card and your micro SD. The battery is already inside and it doesn't tell us how big the battery is, but I hope actually big enough so you can last up to 2 or 3 days talking, using Angry Birds and stuff like that. So you can see we don't have the quite nice design that we have in the Sony Xperia U, but it's a little bit slimmer, and the display is 0.2 inches bigger with 3.7 instead of 3.5 than the Sony Xperia U. Same camera, same hardware, dual core, 1 GHz processor, but NFC. So bigger screen and NFC and slimmer design is a plus for me. And then we have the Sony Xperia P, which is bigger, has NFC, but doesn't have micro SD. But it has a nice design here on the bottom with the extra colors and the see-through design. So it's your decision which one to get. Not that easy of a decision. Maybe you should check out last year's Sony Xperia Ray, which is even a little bit smaller, doesn't have NFC, but 8 megapixel camera. Hardware button on the front for turning it on and off, micro SD, and it's really quite nice in the design. I think the battery is might be even bigger in the Ray than in the Sola. So thank you much for watching Endeavor TV. My name is Balázs Gál. This was the Sony Xperia Sola, and I actually wanted you to see the the LG Optimus L7, as I said in the beginning. So this is the same price, a bigger screen, has NFC, has micro SD, and maybe has even a bigger battery, which is changeable. So check it out, it's quite nice, but the design looks a little bit more cheap from the back. So thank you much for watching Endeavor TV. This was the brand new Sony Xperia Sola smartphone. Till next time, please tune in again.